Alright, so we're gonna see if this comes through. I was gonna do this recording over a cool replay that I had. I'm gonna talk a little bit about it just before we get into it here. Um, I was in a lobby with some people playing with a buddy, and he invited some friends, and I was like, all right, cool, this is gonna be fun time, just some guys hanging out and playing. And he was talking about we were talking about our favorite heroes, and I was saying how I was really into Chen, really just like playing Chen. And he's talking about, he's like, oh, Chen, blah, 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 you do this? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, oh, do you ever do a washing machine? And I was like, what's a washing machine? And, we were all readied up in the queue at that time. And all of a sudden he just stops. And I'm like, did I offend this guy? Does he think I'm a noob? And I was like, oh, did I insult my friend's friend? Like, what just happened here? I was getting all worried about it. Because I'm just a casual player. I like to chill out and have fun. But he unreadies and he switches his character to Sonya and he's like, "Get Chen, get ready for this." And I'm like, "What's going on? What's happening?" So I grab Chen and we ready up. And he's like, once we get to level 20, I'm gonna get a talent and I'm gonna do I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a crater. Here there's this recording. How do I follow a person? I don't even know. This is a terrible recording. Um, I'm just gonna hold the space bar. So we ready up and we go, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drop a crater. When I do, just kick in and use your barrel." And I'm like, "All right. I mean, we'll see how this is going." So, I do that, and it takes a while. We get to level 20, and he uses his crater once, and I tried to kick in, but they killed the person in the crater and never really got a chance to do anything. So I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Wait till we get more people." So we do. And we get I think he jumped in and he got 3 people in his crater. So I kicked in and used my barrel and I just start spinning around the inside of the barrel and he's just moving everybody around inside the barrel and bouncing everybody all over the place. It was hilarious. Meanwhile, everybody drops their AoEs on the inside and we just disintegrated those 3 people. It was pretty awesome. I'd never heard of this before. Washing machine is what he called it. It's pretty great. Anywho, that's my fun intro story as I'm rambling. But I decided I'd try something new. I don't really do any recordings like this. So I figured I'd give it a shot because just this last weekend I went with a friend spontaneously decided to go down and check out Heroes of the Dorm in Seattle. And it was pretty cool. It was a bit of a road trip. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, which is a little far away. But we drove to Vancouver, stayed there for a few days, and then we drove down to Seattle to take in the event. And it was pretty cool. I'd never been to an event like that before. Lots going on. They play it up pretty good. There's a couple of things that threw me, which I'll get to in a minute, but the awesome things where everybody there is into a game that you know about, and that's pretty awesome because this is gonna sound dumb, but I follow sports. Or I don't follow sports, rather. I used to play sports, and when I watch them, I'm not into the same things that people are into when they watch sports. I used to play football and rugby, and the things that I were into were how the plays were called and how the plays developed, and usually the things that are on the field. But people seem to be more into things like a particular player or a statistic, which I just don't follow at all. I'm interested in the mechanics. But when you go to an event, with these esports right now, it's everybody's kind of into the same things. You can talk to people about different builds and different plays, and it was pretty cool. It was a different experience. It was also kind of neat to see some of the casters. I used to watch a lot of StarCraft, and so it was neat to see Artosis in person there with Tasteless. Obviously, I didn't get to meet them. Although we did bump into MF Pally time, and I'm not a huge fan. I think he's a pretty, he makes some cool videos, but my buddy was just over the moon. He got his picture taken with him, and I will say he's a pretty down to earth guy, really cool, really into my friend being just, oh my god, you're the greatest thing in the world. Not in a pretentious way, just in a, yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, yeah, we'll get our picture taken. Cool, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being a fan. Really down to earth guy. It was cool. But yeah, we got there. We watched the games. It was packed. We bought the reserve seats because I think that got us some. I don't know. I think it was supposed to get us some swag. First 900 people in the door, you get like the Asmodunk skin and whatnot. So we bought the reserve tickets, but those don't guarantee a seat. So we actually spent the whole first day standing and watching. But that was okay because we ended up standing right next to the casters. So we got to hear what was going on, and we got the full presentation. But we could also see a little bit further away the presentations. So that was pretty cool. But I will say the things that I'm not sure how I feel about are Heroes as a spectator sport. It's kind of weird, different to me. I used to watch a lot of StarCraft 2 and used to go to the Barcraft and all that. But that was really enjoyable to me. Watching a StarCraft game, you can kind of see what's going on, see the strategies that are developing. You know the builds, and when stuff happens, there's an engagement, and then not always, at least in my experience, did those engagements at the pro level end in game over. But Heroes, those seem to be, when one team gains advantage, that's it. Tends to be over, and I noticed that watching Heroes of the Dorm. And as well, there was a Korean tournament the weekend before that I watched. And I don't know, it could be that I don't understand enough about the game yet. It could be that, I was just watching the wrong games, but they just didn't seem to have as much dynamic as other games do, or as the StarCraft game. But, the event itself was really cool. Still fun to be around. The other kind of thing that I didn't like as much. Oh, sorry. Actually, I'm going to back up because on the topic of that, I also felt like maybe the competition wasn't as good at Heroes of the Storm. There ended up being in the finals 2 teams, UC Arlington and Arizona State. And Arizona State just wiped the floor with not just UC Arlington in the finals, but everybody else. And for something that had over like 200 teams in Heroes of the Dorm, I would have expected that after the 64 brackets that they went through to get to the finals, it would have been a little closer competition. But in all fairness, maybe that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. So I wasn't terribly worried about it. It didn't mean I didn't have a fun time. It just meant that I didn't think that it was super fun to watch 2 teams play, but one team just stomped the other, rolled right over them. As my bird in here gets taken out by Dahaka with a pro bullet from Hammer. The other thing that I found kind of not bad, but a little awkward, is that they really seem like they're set out to make this like how sports are in teams. To the point where they even had hired a professional hype guy, and his job is to go out there and talk to the crowd, and start throwing free stuff at them and get them really hyped up and tell them to be rowdy and excited. And I don't know, it just felt a little fake. Everybody there seemed to be having a good time, and really just enjoying themselves already. But to have a guy out there saying, hey, get excited, look good because the cameras are on ESPN2 today. It was just like, I don't know. Maybe this is just me. It's just the reaction I had to it. So, anyway, we went down there. We had a good time. And, ate some good food. Seattle, you're a pretty cool city. Haven't really been to the US a lot. I went once to Seattle before and I didn't have, the best experience. It wasn't a bad experience. I just it was kind of bland, kind of mediocre. But for some reason we went down, and even just outside the event, walking around town, the people were super friendly. It was a cool place to be. So good job, Seattle. Way to be cool. And then after the event, we went back to drove back to Vancouver and ultimately made our way back to Calgary. But I think it was a cool experience. It was a unique experience, and I think I'd definitely do it again. Um, and I think I would definitely take in more esports of any kind. You know, it might be something that I look into now to go to other Heroes tournaments or watch maybe a Counter Strike. I know that they had that big MGL. No, I can't even remember the name of it. But the big tournament in Columbus last week or 2 weeks ago, the one with the big upset where Team Liquid got beat by the Brazilian team. That apparently I can't remember the name of it. This is the worst video ever. You get to listen to me ramble on and not remember things. But you know, it looked like it was cool to watch. And again, Counter-Strike is a game that I understand. I've been playing for a long time, so maybe I would enjoy that. And maybe for Heroes, you know, I just need to spend more time with it. I just have a better understanding of the game to be able to watch it as a spectator. So yeah, that's it. I was kind of hoping that this video would take a little longer, but it looks like we've hit, you know, the 10-minute mark. This is just a video of me playing as Murden, who I've been checking out, and he's pretty fun. I noticed that everybody's been playing him a lot lately. Pretty much every tank pick in all the games that we watched in Heroes of the Dorm were either Johanna or Muradin. So I figured, hey, you know, why not give Muradin a try? I've played Johanna before. She's not really my cup of tea. She seems really strong, but not my thing. So I figured I'd check out Muradin, and I find that characters with mobility are my thing. That's why I really like Chen. When I used to play World of Warcraft, I was really drawn to Druid and Shaman. So, hey, here's a guy who has a stun and he's got this jump that you can use to get out of trouble, which for me is a really good thing to have. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm about done talking. Spoiler alert, this game pretty much just carries on, and I think we ultimately take it, but not much else to report. So I figured, yeah, give a video update on going to Seattle and checking out a Heroes of the Storm. Anyway, that's all for me. See you later.